Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today's lesson is Shapes and Designs 3.2. The lesson today is on page 56 through 57, problems A through C. And your ACE problems today are going to be problems 3 through 10, 17, and 22 through 24. And your learning target is the same learning target we had in the last one, which is you can make predictions about a polygon's sides and its angle sum. Let's start out with our notes today. And we want to make sure we have the title of our notes, lesson 3.2 notes, that we have the name, date, and crew, and we have the page numbers, 56 through 57. We want to do that again for reference. Now, the header for this is rules for polygons and angle sum. And let's start with triangles first. Here is a fact of the universe. Big fact of the universe. It is literally a gigantic rule about reality. It's one of nature's cheat codes. All triangles, all of them, have to have an angle sum of 180. All triangles. As long as they've got straight sides and three corners, and they're a triangle, they will add up to 180. Try it out. You take a piece of paper, label three corners, cut them off, and reassemble them, and you end up getting 180 degrees every single time. No matter the shape or size of the triangle, you'll always get 180. Crazy rule of the universe. And in fact, it gets even more crazy and more interesting when we get into trigonometry. And trigonometry is a whole group of math built around triangles. It is a lot more exciting than it sounds. Now, quadrilaterals follow a very similar rule. All quadrilaterals have an angle sum of 360. Take any four-sided shape. It can be a regular rectangle, it can be a parallelogram, it can be a quadrilateral, it can be a rhombus, it can be a square, any of them. And if you cut their angles off and reassemble them, you will get a perfect, they will fit together perfectly like pieces of a puzzle with no gaps, meaning they have a 360 degrees of angle in the interior angles of this shape. They will always add up to 360 no matter what. So think about that. If I build something and I want to know that my lines are straight and my angles are good, I just find all the angles, add them together, and as long as they add up to 360, I know I've got a perfect four-sided shape. But that's beside the point. I bet you began to see a pattern here. The pattern is this. If a triangle has 180 degrees in it, then finding the angle sums is very quick and easy. All we do is find one vertex in a shape and divide it up. And now, instead of a quadrilateral here, we have 1, 2 triangles. And since there are 180 degrees in each of them, they will add up to 360. And if I do the same trick with this pentagon, find one vertex, 1, 2, 3, and 3 times 180 gives me 540, and so on. So basically, finding the total sum of the angles of any shape is really easy. You just break them up into triangles and figure out, and once you know how many triangles are there, multiply that by 180 and boom, you have the total angle sum. Which leads us to an even quicker way to find what we want when we have a polygon. If we want to know the angle sums, it's pretty simple. All we do is take the number of sides, subtract 2, and multiply it by 180. So let's try that out. A triangle has 3 sides. If I take 3 minus 2 times 180 as my equation, well, 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 times 180 equals 180 degrees. So a triangle has 180 degrees. But let's say I have 4 sides. If I do 4 minus 2 times 180, I end up getting 2 times 180, which equals 360. So, in theory, if I have a 12-sided shape, all I have to do is 12 minus 2 times 180, and I end up getting 10 times 180. I know that that 12-sided shape will have 1,800 degrees as an angle sum. In fact, we can do this for any polygon out there. No matter how many sides it is, just subtract by 2 and multiply by 180. Your coursework today, ladies and gentlemen, is on page 56 through 57, problems A through C. And then your ACE problems are going to be 3 through 10, 17, 22 through 24. Okay, have fun.